Jack Benny program. With Jack's special guest, Clint Walker.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. Now, if I look a little tired tonight, it's because I was up until 3 o'clock this morning working on my autobiography. That's true. I'm writing the story of my life, you see. And if I do say it myself, it's going to be very good. Of course, my publisher told me that in order for a book to sell, you should have an exciting title. So I was going to call it, at first I was going to call it The Valiant Years. But then it seems that some fellow in England beat me to that one. Then I wanted to call it Crusade in Show Business. Then I heard that that's similar to Mr. Eisenhower's book. So finally, we came up with a wonderful idea that'll really sell it. I mean, no title at all. Just a nude girl on the cover. So I have to go home tonight and work real late because I have to finish the book. You see, we've already sold 4,000 covers. And you should see her picture, the picture of this girl. I mean, in order to get by the censors, you know, they had to put her in a rocking chair like Whistler's mother. Whatever she's knitting, she better do it fast and get it on. But you know, it isn't easy to write an autobiography, an interesting one, if you've never experienced poverty. Now, like, it was hard for me to write it because I was never poor. My parents were, but I wasn't. And you should really read this book because it takes you way back right to the date of my birth, which was February 14th. You see. Now, of course, in those days, February 14th didn't mean anything, you know. But 8 years later, it became Valentine's Day. But anyway, I know you'll enjoy it. It has a lot of goodies in this book, you know, wonderful information and everything. Now, to get on with the show, I'd like to present my guest star, a young man who's been doing a lot of wonderful things in the movies, and I'm sure all of you Western fans will recognize him immediately as the star of his own television series, Cheyenne. And here he is, Clint Walker.
Jack? Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Clint. I'd love to shake hands with you, but we checked into it, and it's not covered by my accident policy.
Well, honestly, Jack, I don't think you got a thing to worry about. Actually, I'm a very gentle person. This hand can pick up a peach and not even muss the fuzz. Now, come on, what do you say?
Well, all right. Gee, he is gentle, you know? And I'm glad, too, because this is the hand I use to bow my violin. Ouch!
Jack, I'm sorry, honestly. You call it an involuntary reflex or something. I'm sorry.
I gotta call it something. I mean, the last person who shook hands with me like that was Yasha Heifetz. But, Clint, come here to me. I want to tell you something. Tell you that I'm very happy you're on the show and that I'm a big fan of yours.
Well, thank you very much, Jack. Say, by the way, I heard you telling the audience about the new book you're writing, your autobiography, and I think there's something you ought to know.
What's that?
Well, actually, we have a lot in common. There's quite a parallel there.
You and I have a lot in common?
That's right.
Like what, for instance?
Well, for instance, even though I play Western characters, I was born and raised in the state of Illinois.
Say, then you're right. I was born in Illinois. That's
I know.
right.
And I was a seaman for 3 years.
You were in the Navy? Well, so was I. It's amazing. I was in the Navy, too.
And I also have blue eyes.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see. They are blue. That he didn't expect. But I'll tell you, you know, it's amazing, though, isn't it? Here we were both born in Illinois. We were both in the Navy, both have blue eyes. How old are you?
36.
Well, there we miss a little.
If it'll make you feel any better, I'm almost 37.
I wouldn't feel any better if you were almost 63. Make me feel any better. Now, Clint, but listen, you should buy my book.
Oh, I intend to. I've already got the cover.
I told you. Going like hotcakes, you know? Say, Clint, I want to ask you something about Westerns. That's your business. You see, you know, I'm a Western fan.
Mm-hmm.
I like them. But they seem to be getting more popular every year. I can hardly understand it. And even the old Western films on television are so good. They go on and on and on. Now, why is that?
Well, I think one reason is because Westerns are never dated, Jack.
Not dated? What do you mean?
Well, for example, can you tell the difference between a 1912 and a 1964 horse?
Gee, I never thought of that. You know, you have to be careful nowadays when you go into a used horse lot. That was good, wasn't it? That was very, very good. I ad-libbed that, you know. You know what an ad-lib is, don't you?
Well, yeah, that's when you step outside the script and louse up the whole show.
For a fella who has spent most of his life saying they went that-a-way, he's pretty funny. Now, Clint, I think we've stood out here and talked long enough. How about singing your song for the folks?
Well, Jack, I'm a little worried about that.
Well, now, don't be so modest. You sing better than George Burns or anybody. You do. Really, you have a beautiful voice. I know you can sing.
Well,
I heard you sing in your own show, Cheyenne.
Well, that's different, Jack. It's amazing what you can get away with when you got a whole tribe of Indians whooping and hollering in the background.
Well, I suppose so. Anyway, you go ahead and don't worry about it. Go over on the set, and I'll set up your song for you. Go over and sing.
All right.
Okay. I wonder what those Indians are doing on Saturday night. I have to give a violin concert.
Every day along about evening, when the sunlight's beginning to pale, I ride through the slumbering shadows along the Navajo Trail. When it's night and crickets are calling and coyotes are making a wail, I dream by a smoldering fire along the Navajo Trail. I love to lie and listen to the music when the wind is strumming a sagebrush guitar. When over yonder hill the moon is climbing, it always finds me wishing on a star. Well, what do you know? It's morning already. There's the dawning, so silver and pale. It's time to climb into my saddle and ride the Navajo Trail. And ride the Navajo Trail.
It's silly for you to worry. You sang beautifully.
Jack, thank you very much. Well, I guess I better be going. We're going to start a new picture in a couple of days. They want me to be down at the studio for the casting.
Oh, you're starting a new picture?
That's right. And we're real excited about it. It's a very fine story.
Well, could you get a part in it for me?
There's only one part. It's the part of my brother.
I'll take it.
Well, unfortunately, Jack, it happens to be the part of my twin brother.
Couldn't you play it sitting down?
No, I'm afraid not.
Well, then I guess my height lets me out, huh?
Well, I wouldn't feel too bad about it, Jack, if it wasn't that to be something else.
Tells me not to feel too bad about it. Well, anyway, thanks very, very much.
Jack, thank you. Goodbye. I'll be seeing you.
Okay. I'd give anything to be in that picture with him. But that's always been my luck. Now, I'm too short to play Clint's twin brother, and I'm too tall for Toulouse-Lautrec.
Would you stand up, please? I appreciate you gentlemen coming down for this audition, but the part we're trying to cast in this picture is Clint Walker's twin brother. Therefore, I'm afraid we can't use you too. I'm sorry. However, would you wait around?
Thanks.
Mr. Walker will be here in a few minutes to run over the scene with you. In the meantime, could I have your name?
Houston. Pete Houston.
Thanks.
Say, I'm sorry I was late, but I was delayed at the Jack Benny show.
You sure were. You said you were only going to do a few minutes.
Yeah, I know, but after he introduced me, he kept me there for the whole routine. I had to sing a song and everything.
Holy smoke, what does he want, blood?
Well, I had to give him a couple of pints of that before the show started.
You're kidding.
No, as a matter of fact, it says right in the contract, when you're a guest star on the Benny show, you have to give him jokes, music, and a transfusion.
Well, I was here and I was busy, so I missed the show. How'd it go?
Oh, pretty good, I guess. I threw in quite a few ad-libs. You know what an ad-lib is, don't you? That's when you step outside the script and save the whole show.
Say, by the way, Clint, I want you to meet Pete Houston. We're going to audition him to play the part of your brother.
Well, fine. He certainly looks big enough. Shall we get started?
Yeah, let's go. Come on. All right, you fellows, let's get ready for this scene.
Oh, beg your pardon, Mr. Bentley.
Yes?
Another actor just came in who'd like to audition for the part.
If he's the right type, he can have the next audition. Send him in.
You may come in now.
Would you step down here a minute, please? How do you do?
Howdy, partner.
Would you mind giving me your name, please?
My name, Morgan's my name. Tex Morgan.
Tex Morgan, eh?
Yep. And I'm here to audition for that part. No use trying anybody else, because I'm all set for it.
How tall are you?
Well, I don't rightly know, but every time I go riding on my Pinto, he has to wear elevator horseshoes.
Now, in this edition, you play the part of Clint Walker's brother.
I know.
Tex Morgan, I want you to meet Clint Walker.
I can't say as I recognize the name, but there's something mighty familiar about that spongy handshake.
I don't think we've ever met, hombre.
Maybe not, cowboy. Where are you from?
Where I'm from? Here's my card.
Lazy L, Crooked T, Triple Star, Smokin' S, Rattlesnake Creek Ranch.
You ever heard of it?
Not all of it.
I left out Hillcrest. Now, look, fellas. Might as well get this thing rolling now because I gotta leave town. I'm playing in a rodeo.
A rodeo? Where's it going to be?
He says Cheyenne, so help me, I'll ad-lib a bullet right between his eyes.
What'd you say, Shorty?
Look, friend, if it's all right with you, can we get on with this?
Sure. What I gotta do?
Well, nothing yet. There's a gentleman ahead of you.
Well, he better be good. That's all I got. I don't know why you're auditioning anybody else. I'm perfect for the part.
Look, would you please sit down?
All right, but remember, I'm next.
All right, fellas, let's get on with it. Now, this is the scene where you three fellas are playing cards with Clint's brother. Now, get your chairs in just a little bit closer, will you please?
Home on the range, near on the antelope plain, where never's a word, a discouraging word, or something, some words Quiet! I'm only trying to get in the mood.
If you want to get in the mood, you watch Mr. Houston here, because this is the part you're going to be auditioning for. All right, fellas. Now, let's start the scene. Ready? Action!
Give me 2 cards.
I'll take one.
2. And 3 to the dealer. Wait a minute, I saw that. You were dealing from the bottom of the deck.
All right, drop those guns. There'll be no shooting. This is my twin brother, and I aim to see he gets a fair fight.
Okay.
Exactly what I wanted. Great, fellas. Okay, Morgan, you're next.
Where you going, Morgan?
I just found out they're making a sequel to Toulouse-Lautrec.
Walker, we'll be back in just a moment. But first,
These souls are guaranteed for a year. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Once again, I'd like to bring out my guest star, Clint Walker. It was a great pleasure having you on the show.
Jack, it was a lot of fun.
Good.